do you guys want to get your frames from unranked to max level as quickly as possible? Well, if you do, go ahead and follow until the end of this video, and I'll show you guys how to do that as quickly and as cleanly as possible. Alright, so as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about how to level up your Warframes as quickly as possible. So, I don't want to waste anybody's time, so let's go ahead and get into this. I will note that I do have an Affinity booster on. Obviously, you can purchase one for yourself, just to make this process go a little bit quicker. But the only things that you actually need for this are an archwing. Any archwing will do, doesn't matter. I don't even have any good mods on it or anything, so you don't have to have it built whatsoever. But the other thing that you do need is a bow. If you use like a hit scan weapon, you'll need a bunch of mods and you'll need a build for it. But obviously, if you use a bow, you don't need a build. I have a bunch of mods just thrown onto it for extra damage. I'll go ahead and show you what I have randomly thrown on, just so you guys know. It's nothing special. It's not like a build that you guys absolutely have to have, but you do have to have a bow for this method to work. So how this method works is the affinity that you're going to be gaining is from stealth kills. And another thing you should note, definitely throw yourself on solo mode. So the route that we're going to be running, I'll have it up on screen right now, and you want to be in solo mode so that nobody messes up your run, obviously. And this is basically all you have to do. When you come out of Cetus, you want to get into your archwing. I'm going to show you the route on the map here again. You're just going to go from Twin Horns up to this little pond, and then you're going to go down to Windmill. Obviously, they're labeled on the map that I just showed you. You can just screenshot that, memorize it. It's not that hard. When you start doing this more and more, you'll get used to it. But to start this method, all you're going to do is get into your archwing and fly straight up. You want to be high enough to where the enemies aren't going to be able to detect you. You'll know this by, in the top left, you can see that the arrows of the enemies are not filled in, which means you're undetected, which you need to do. And if you're having a hard time seeing the enemies, what you can do is you can go into your settings and you can type in enemy, and you can go to the character highlighting section, and you can change the enemy highlights to on, and then change it to bright white. I did this, and then obviously turned up the enemy highlight intensity all the way up, and especially at nighttime you'll be able to see these enemies much easier, and it makes these runs just a lot easier when you're just, instead of just searching for a bunch of enemies. But when you make it up into the air, the method is you're going to shoot each of the enemies that aren't the Eximus until you have the stealth affinity bonus in the top right up to 500%. So at this first one, sometimes 5 enemies will spawn, but sometimes 4 will. And what you need to do is just kill the enemies. As you can see here, in the top right you see the stealth kill affinity bonus, and then just kill the enemies. It won't alert anybody or anything. You don't have to do it at a certain speed. But then the only thing that you need to note is when you kill the Eximus unit after you get your stealth kill, you need to drop out of your archwing, and then that will give you the level ups for your frame. As you can see, when I did it, my Titania did level up a bit, but then obviously when you go to the next one, you'll still have some stealth bonus, but just make sure that you get it up to 500. You can kill the surrounding enemies, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you save the Eximus for last. And on this camp specifically, there can be an Eximus that spawns, but on this run obviously it didn't. So I'm just going to talk about the different things that can go wrong and stuff as well, so that you guys don't get nervous about this route. But you'll see at the end how much affinity that I get even with running this extremely slow, to show you guys how it works. But as you can see, shoot at the Eximus after you get your stealth affinity, drop out of your archwing, and then get back in, and then you'll get a ton of XP for your Warframe, whoever you are. This doesn't work for weapons, it's only for Warframes. And then after you run this a certain amount of times, you'll start to learn where the Eximus units are, and then obviously with practice and as you get quicker at this, you'll be able to gain a ton of affinity very quick. Like you saw at the beginning, it took me 3 minutes to level the frame from unranked to 30, just running the little route that I showed you guys on that map. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward process. You will have times where you mess up your stealth affinity in the top right, or you'll lose it. and all you have to do is just go to the next objective, go to the next like little point that's on that map, and then kill the enemies and just repeat the process. And then sometimes the Eximus don't spawn. I figured out that a lot of the times at night, more Eximus will spawn in the spots that they're supposed to. So if you want to only do this method at night, I mean, it still works during the day. You might just have to do a couple of runs. It's insanely fast, like I said, so it's not like it's a hassle or anything. But like I said, this isn't like a perfect bow build. So if the enemies are higher than level 30, what I do is just make sure I'm high enough to where the travel time is a little bit bigger, and then I shoot 2 shots to make sure that it kills the Eximus. And then a couple side notes, just so you guys know. If you ever go to a camp and they're already moving, just go ahead and move on to the next camp. It's not worth sitting there and wasting time and trying to hit the enemies while they're moving. Another tip is the turrets and stuff count as enemies towards your stealth affinity bonus. And then also sometimes Dargans will fly around, and if you get shot or if you're flying too low and you get detected, you will lose your stealth affinity bonus. So you want to make sure that all of the turrets and all of the Dargans are killed in the area before you continue on doing this. But yeah, like I said, this is an extremely slow run, just to show you, and like obviously I made some mistakes as well, just to show you guys what can happen during the run. But you'll see even after this, I think I spend 6 minutes in this one or something like that, and I still go from unranked 0 to like 23 or 24, and this is not a perfect run whatsoever. Obviously, as you get better at this and as you get quicker, you're just going to be able to do it quicker. I think I saw somebody on a YouTube short one time do this method in like 23 seconds or something crazy like that. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this. Obviously, hopefully it works for you guys. I mean, it's insanely fast and definitely the quickest way. If you guys want a different video on how to level up weapons quicker, or if you guys want any other Warframe content like a credit farm or anything like that, drop it down in the comments and I'll be sure to make that video. Okay, have a good day.